the second episode of the morning bite. We're actually out on the water today, and the conditions are absolutely shit. Excuse my language, but they are. So we're going for a flatty bash. We have been out for a little while now. We've got a bit of a free fish versus Reddies earlier on. Guest on board, as obviously said, is up there on the front casting deck. He was lucky enough to, what was it, hook up two? Hook two, yeah. One was on a vibe. Unfortunately, Taxman decided he wanted to have that instead of us. And then the other one was on the Molex Swim Shad. Unfortunately, hooks didn't stay in that one, so yeah, no fish to the boat just yet, but stay tuned. We are on the flatty bash now, and we're at our first spot for the flathead, so stay tuned, keep watching, and hopefully you guys learn something while we're here. Alright, no worries, I'll put it on my chest and we'll get into it, eh? So first things first, I think, what are you throwing, Sid? You're throwing the Pro Lure, Pro Chrome Prawn. I'm going to start off with the My Lure Box Soft Glide. I am a very big fan of his lures, as everybody knows. So yeah, obviously we've pulled up at our first spot. Pretty much what you want to look for, guys, is when you pull up to this sort of area, is obviously, you know, you've got structure, you've got a sandbank, you've got drop off, all that sort of stuff. So we'll go from there, and as we move on, you guys will work out what I'm doing, and I'll also tell you what I'm doing at the same time. All right, so let's get into it. See if we can get a fish. So key is cast out as far as you can, especially with the soft glides, because distance is key. And yeah, generally what I like to do is I'll cast them out. I let them rest, let them fade down, and then I just once I think that they're at my desired depth, it's quite simple, as everybody knows. You just do the half wind. Just let it rest. You can put in a couple of rod tips just to kick the lure out. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty much how it's going to be, and we'll see if we can get some fish. Can't get fish when you got weed on your line. Ugh. So the conditions we've got today, guys, is, as you can see, it's blowing its bloody ass off. We're tucked away in a little section where the wind isn't as bad, but it will get worse as the morning progresses. Currently we've got a south-southeasterly kicking around that sort of, I'd say 25 knots easily. She's very gusty, very gusty, and very windy, obviously. A few shower squalls coming through as well. Nothing too serious though. Do you want to go in a bit, Sid, or? Just so you're on that drop off. So for those of you that don't know Sid is actually my uncle, and we've fished together for, I don't know, many years. Sid is also the gentleman I was talking about that's my teammate for the Flathead Classic, as you can clearly see by his t-shirt. How many years have you done the Classic now? Be 5, yeah. Oh, big ghosties. That'd be a fucking flapper disc. Either that or the electric. So yeah, Sid's done 4 or 5 years in the Classic now with me. He whooped my ass off pre-fish days. Generally, that's because I get too lazy on pre-fish day and I don't change my lures around like I should. But you know, we work pretty well as a team. As far as I'm concerned, you know, one of us hooks a fish, the other person grabs the net and nets it. And you know, we've done the whole boat flip before, and we've lost some donkeys doing that, and we've decided, nah, that's not the way to go. So we changed a few things up, and yeah, everything's working out sweet. So for some reason we are still getting snotweed at this time of year, which is shit because it shouldn't be fucking here. So a tip for the day is, if you have weed on your lure, you are not going to get a fish whatsoever, because A, it makes the lure not swim right, and B, it makes it unattractive to a fish and they won't eat it. Quite simple as that. If you guys haven't noticed already, I do swear sometimes. So if you have little children, just get them to block their ears. Or, you know. But moving forward, I'll try not to swear. I'll just say my name's Jeff. So at the moment we're fishing this area, this section where there's a sandy bank and a drop off, a few weedy patches. The sandy bank does travel quite far in towards the other side there, but we're specifically targeting a certain section that hold flathead. So no doubt there's probably flathead, you know, through this whole section here, but yeah, we're specifically targeting just a certain spot. Uh-oh, accidentally pushing buttons. So the tide is currently on its way out. I think it's only, what, been 45 minutes since it changed, do you reckon? Yeah. So there's not, there's a bit of run, but there's not too much run. The morning major bite period has already started and it's over. So that's only a guesstimate anyway. It's not, you know, how it's supposed to be. It's just a guideline, so to speak. Oh, I'm getting too much blood. Oh, there's the So because I'm getting too much weight on this lure now, I'm actually not going to use it here. I'm going to change over to either prawn imitation or a paddle tail. So I might try the paddle tail first. So this paddle tail is a 3.75 inch. Oh, it's on. Nicely done. I'll grab the net bow. 2 secs. And Sid is using one of the main lures that we fished in the classic just gone. Ooh, that's a good fish too, man. High 40s, you reckon? Yeah. Nearly 50. Well done. So are you doing a shaker retrieve on that set, or?
No, it's just straight hopping.
Straight hopping, so just your normal standard. Yeah, nice fish there. Well done, man. I'd guesstimate that about 55, maybe 60 centimetres. I mean, that's a good eating size right there, if you're going to eat one. Well done, man.
Thank you.
So yeah, as I was saying, guys, 3.75 inch Crush City. Sid was just saying he got that on the hop retrieve. There it is there, nice little flatty, well done. It's funny, we used to hate flathead and now we absolutely love them. Finger and a bum trick. That's caught him. So the lure that Sid is using now, as I was saying before, was one of our standout lures for last year's Flathead Classic. We seem to think that it dominated for us. It dominated the Classic for us because we caught a lot of fish on that in particular lure and that in particular colour. In particular colour. From memory, I think you're running a 1/4 jig head, Sid?
Yep, 1/4 with the Pro lure.
Yeah.
Fine prawn and nice little fish.
Yeah, nice. I'd say about that 55
50.
mark. Yeah,
a little over 50.
Yeah, nice one. All right, send him on his way. See you, buddy. Thank you, appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. All right. So, as I was saying, we're just working this bank. As Sid said, that he was just doing the hop retrieve. So Sid varies his retrieves much the same as I do, but generally if we find a pattern that's going to work, we stick to that pattern. So that's the reason why I asked Sid what retrieve he was doing. And he said simply said the hop. So if that's going to work, then of course I'm going to try the hop. If not, then I'll go to my old faithful, the shaky tip, and see how we go. All right. Yeah, so that's the lure. It's got to retire because it's got chafe. But yeah, that's the lure right there. Pro Lure clone prawn.
That's it.
On a 1/4 jig head. See, we generally fish anywhere between like a 1/12 to a 1/4. We tend to not go up towards that 3/8 of an ounce jig head like a lot of other guys do, but we prefer that sort of a natural sort of slow sink, especially when you're in less than, what are we in now? We're in about 0.6 of a metre, so 1/4 it would definitely be that that heavier sort of mark. But in this sort of area here, I'd probably throw like a 1/8 jig head or a 1/12, but because Sid's got that fish just now on a 1/4, I'll stick to the 1/4 that I've got on my rod at the moment. And it is, the thing too guys, is it is also prawn season, so the banana prawns are currently running through the system that we're fishing at the moment, and you know, matching the hatch is always going to get you a fish. This is a very weedy sort of, you know, mixed weed sand sort of area, and it's definitely one of the areas that you want to target for flathead, especially, you know, in these sort of conditions where it's windy. The water's a little bit stirred up, so the flathead are going to be feeding around these sort of areas for sure. A lot of other people don't like to fish the somewhat dirty water. Like, to me, this is still quite clean. This is very, very fishable. But to some other people, it's like, nah, that's way too dirty. I'm not fishing that. So, yeah. But no, we'll just keep plugging along, and hopefully we'll pick up another fish very shortly.